sa Pilipinas.
Well, we're here today because investors and geeks have been brought together. And while funding might not be as available as in developed markets like the US or Europe, this event is a demonstration that we are headed in the right direction. I'm convinced that 5 years from now, every top VC firm in the US and Europe will have its eye and its wallet on the Philippines. But for those of you who have the fortune of building a startup in the Philippines or in Singapore, as I know some of you are based, take advantage of having a unique English-speaking community with a global mindset. Build for global success, not just local. That will allow you to attract foreign capital more easily and facilitate your expansion abroad. That's the way that we build companies at Rocket Internet and at Voyager, the digital arm of PLDT and Smart. Paymaya Global, the company that we're launching together, is a testament to that. And as you build or grow your startup, you will compete for customers as well as funding. You will find competitors in this room, perhaps even right beside you. Embrace the challenge of competition. How boring and stale would your life be without them? Would you still have the same fire waking up on a gloomy Monday morning, ready to spend the next 5 or 7 days locked up in an office? Compete, but collaborate to build the ecosystem together. As the CEO of Smart Money, the largest wallet system and domestic remittance company in the Philippines, one of my mandates is to collaborate with Smart's sworn enemy, the G word, Globe, in order to make our payments wallets interoperable. The goal is to increase the digital payments pie rather than compete for an existing slice. The exploding e-commerce scene in the Philippines and elsewhere in emerging Asia relies mostly on cash payments, which is suboptimal for merchants and for consumers alike. By enabling the digital payments ecosystem and growing it together, we are forging our success and that of the online digital world. So with our sworn telco enemies, we have also formed the ASCS Consortium, where we're collaborating to ensure that Filipinos enjoy a faster, more efficient transport experience. And I know a lot of you will hold that very dear to your heart. Together, Smart and Globe and their related companies are automating the purchase and usage via NFC technology of public transport, tickets, and toll road access. A very important development. The topic of competition also brings 3 important thoughts to my mind, which are applicable both to the personal and the company level. Number 1, always be prepared to accept that someone else is doing something better than you. Number 2, always be conscious of the fact that no matter how smart you are, and if you're here, you're probably smart, you know nothing. And number 3, always be ready to adapt to change. These are essential steps towards constant improvement and sustained success. Even more important than competition is collaboration. No matter how smart and driven you are, if you go alone, you will fail alone. So take care of your relationships, both at a company and a personal level. Be firm when you know what you want, but remember how tight our community is. Your book is constantly being written by the people you leave behind. Delegate and trust to other people, but make sure that they are the right people. So invest your time, money, and effort in those people. And finally, build lasting partnerships and meaningful synergies. Merging the execution capabilities and digital presence of Rocket Internet with the customer base and brand reach of PLDT Smart in the Philippines was a perfect example of this. But in order to enjoy the benefits of collaboration, set the rules of engagement up front, with employees, with co-founders, with investors, and with partner companies. Too often do we cut corners and end up paying for it. I learned my lesson the hard way. So seek advice from mentors, lawyers, and people who've been there and done that. There are many in this room. Afterwards, it's always too late. When it comes to mentors, I have had the opportunity to work for some phenomenal leaders and try to channel some of their most valuable advice. Given that you're stuck with me for another few minutes, another couple, hopefully, I will try to relay a message from each one of them in chronological order. The most charismatic of them all is JB Diamond, President, CEO, and Chairman of JP Morgan Chase. A meeting with him would end in the entire room believing they could conquer the universe. His advice, specifically related to building companies, was companies that grow for the sake of growth, or that expand into areas outside their core business strategy, often stumble. Companies that build and scale for the benefit of their customers and shareholders more often succeed over time. When it comes to building startups, more specifically, I don't see anyone being in the same ballpark as Paolo Azzola. His advice tends to be more crude and unconventional. In fact, when I started working for him, all his first piece of advice was, wear a suit and tie, you look too young. More importantly, he said to me, we win because we take our work very seriously. So I hope you also have someone to admire and look up to. And if you don't, I strongly urge that you find one. My final piece of advice is regarding execution, the most important component of a startup. It comes from my personal startup hero, Thomas Edison. If nothing else, I want you to remember this one thought. Genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. While ideas are useful, execution is critical. And efficiency comes with sound execution. Too often, I see startups being built with useless bells and whistles, deploying their funds and their investors' hard-raised capital on useless things. Sushi and company chairs, as one of my mentors once famously put it. So enjoy the geeks, enjoy the beach. Maraming salamat po.
Pagkain man o pagyaman, biyahe man kung saan-saan, kahit na sino pa ang iyong angkan. Wazzup Pilipinas! Wazzup Pilipinas! Halina at libutin ang ating mundo. Wazzup Pilipinas! Aming ibibigay ang inyong gusto. Wazzup Pilipinas! Ang show na ito'y para lang sa inyo. Wazzup Pilipinas! Tutok na sa Wazzup Pilipinas. Ibutin ang mundo, kainin ang gusto, alamin ng tamang daan kung paano ang umaseso. Kasama ang buong tropa ng Wazzup Pilipinas, aming ibibigay sa madla at ipapadanas ang saya ng Wazzup Pilipinas. Tutok na sa Wazzup Pilipinas, ang saya dito sa Pilipinas. Ihahatid sa inyo ng Wazzup Pilipinas. Kahit saan ka mang panig, Wazzup Pilipinas! Pagkain man o pagyaman, biyahe man kung saan-saan, kahit na sino pa ang iyong angkan. Wazzup Pilipinas! Wazzup Pilipinas! Halina at libutin ang ating mundo. Wazzup Pilipinas! Aming ibibigay ang inyong gusto. Wazzup Pilipinas! Ang show na ito'y para lang sa inyo. Wazzup Pilipinas! Tutok na sa Wazzup Pilipinas. Ibutin ang mundo, kainin ang gusto, alamin ng tamang daan kung paano ang umaseso. Kasama ang buong tropa ng Wazzup Pilipinas, aming ibibigay sa madla at ipapadanas ang saya ng Wazzup Pilipinas. Tutok na sa Wazzup Pilipinas, ang saya dito sa Pilipinas. Ihahatid sa inyo ng Wazzup Pilipinas.